Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy B Lee back again with another video. So, I did tell you guys last time that I was going to start reviewing every movie that I have in my collection. And with that being said, we're starting with the Bad Boys trilogy. I'm going to start this off with the first one. So, Bad Boys, if you haven't seen Bad Boys, spoiler alert, the movie came out a long time ago. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and see it. Came out in '95. It was directed by Michael Bay. Stars Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Taliani, much more. This movie came out definitely at the peak of Will's and Martin's career. Because, in 1995, Martin had The Martin Show going on, and, Will Smith had The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So when this movie came out, it was definitely a big deal, especially for those two. And this movie did very well. It spawned 2 sequels, and the sequels were great as well. But those are the other videos I'm gonna talk about. But this one in particular, is special because you got to see Martin and Will in that light for the first time, where you didn't see him in the sitcom. And that was definitely a huge thing about this movie, taking, 2 big sitcom actors and put them in a big film, even though they starred in big films before. But this film in particular seems really big for them at that time, and the chemistry between Martin and Will to me, is what made the movie. I feel like whoever decided to be like, yo, we need Will and Martin in this movie, I feel like this movie would have went a whole different direction if they didn't get Will and Martin together. And man, when I tell you this movie is amazing, to me, it's amazing. The jokes they tell throughout the movie, just just the presence of those two, especially Martin. For me, Martin was, the main, like, I don't even know what word I want to use, but he was that, if you know what I mean. And then you had Will, he played, the player, Mike Lowry. Will Smith, he definitely killed that role as, he played like this player. And, Martin, he plays Marcus. And Marcus get kind of jealous of Mike sometimes, because he's like, oh, you just some rich kid, trying to be cop and whatever. But, Will trying to basically prove like, yo, I'm not just some rich kid that just became a cop. Like, I'm about this life too. So you definitely get that dynamic and whatever. And this movie did everything well with that. Taliani, she played off Will and Martin great as well. Her character, basically just got in the mix of everything. And, Martin, he's pretending to be Will. So that whole thing is like, it's funny. Like, this movie is funny but yet intense. It has its suspenseful moments. The villain in the movie, of course, is your typical villain. I think that was probably like the only downfall of this movie, but I think that's a downfall of any movie, because these movies don't have great villains, if you know what I mean. Like, especially on like a buddy cop movie, like, you're not gonna get an actual villain. Yeah, the villain in this movie, it was, your typical villain, drug lord, drug deal, whatever. I ain't gonna call him a drug lord, cause whatever. The action in this movie was great but settled. Like, it didn't do too much, it wasn't too little. It was the amount of action I would expect from a movie like this. So, definitely big ups to Michael Bay. Overall, Bad Boys is just, it's one of those movies you just gotta have in your collection. I used to have these movies separate, but of course, when the Blu-ray came out with all three, when Bad Boys for Life came out, I said, "Yo, I gotta get all of them, in the collection," and that's what I did. I can't wait to talk about Bad Boys 2 because I feel like with each movie, it elevated. So I will talk about Bad Boys 2 very soon. If you do like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe, and share whatever you guys feel. We ride together, we die together. And B-League Media for life. I know that's corny, but catch you next time.